Time is the only thing you can't earn back. Most people plan their days by default. You're going to do it by design. Here's how. Start every week with a reset. Block time for your real priorities before anyone else can take them. Put your workouts on the calendar. Put time with your family on the calendar. Put thinking time on the calendar. Put rest on the calendar. If it's not scheduled, it doesn't happen. Next, use the rule of 3. Pick only 3 goals for the week. 3 outcomes that matter. Anything beyond that is noise. You'll get more done in less time when you focus on less. And you'll feel less overwhelmed because your brain isn't holding 17 tabs open. Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, better. Now let's talk about seasons. Not every week will look the same. Some weeks are for building, some are for maintenance, some are for healing. Respect the season you're in. Adjust your expectations to match. If you're launching something new, expect the grind. If you're recovering from burnout, don't pretend you're fine. Your calendar should reflect your capacity, not your ambition. The goal isn't to be productive. The goal is to be present. That means being where your feet are, fully, intentionally. With no guilt pulling you backward or pressure pushing you forward, build your calendar around the life you want. Not the one the world expects. Track it, trim it, take it back. Time is the asset. Presence is the yield. Protect both like your freedom depends on it, because it does. Next, the rule of 3, your new filter for daily priorities. You don't need a to-do list. You need a priority list. Most people wake up and start reacting. They answer emails, respond to messages, put out fires, then wonder where the day went. This is how your goals get buried. This is how you get stuck in survival mode. You weren't made to be busy. You were made to create. You were made to lead. You were made to grow. That's why you need the rule of 3. 3 goals, 3 actions, 3 outcomes. That's it. Start with the big picture. What are your 3 most important goals this quarter? Write them down. Make them clear. Make them measurable. Now reverse engineer them. Ask yourself, what are 3 weekly actions that move me closer to these goals? Every Sunday, reset. Every Monday, start fresh. Don't chase everything. Choose 3 things, just 3. Each day, do the same. Pick 3 daily wins, only 3. Write them at the top of your day. Block time for them. Finish them before noon if you can. You'll be surprised what happens. You'll finish your days with clarity. You'll feel forward momentum again. And your mind will finally quiet down because you're no longer carrying a mental list of 19 half-done tasks. You're owning 3, finishing 3, and moving forward with purpose. This works in every area of your life. 3 health habits, 3 family priorities, 3 financial targets. Too many goals will paralyze you. Too many options will drain you. 3 forces clarity. Your brain likes patterns. 3 is a pattern. 3 keeps things human. 3 makes things stick. This is not a shortcut. This is a focus strategy. The rule of 3 helps you. Stop overcommitting. Start finishing. Stop chasing. Start choosing. You can apply this today. Write down your 3 most important goals. Ignore the rest. Tomorrow, pick your 3 must-do tasks. Don't sleep until they're done. Next week, do it again. And again, and again. Success doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things, consistently. Focus on your 3 goals, actions, and outcomes to achieve sustainable success. That's how you move the needle. That's how you stop being busy and start being effective. And that's how you take your power back. Next, the cost of not taking the risk. Most people fear failure. But what you should really fear is regret. Regret doesn't show up all at once. It creeps in slowly, through missed chances, through ideas never started. Through time you can't get back. You think staying where you are is safe, but there's a cost to that too. There's the cost of staying small. There's the cost of never knowing what you're capable of. There's the cost of watching someone else build what you dreamed of. Ask this instead. What's the risk of not doing it? What does it cost to stay stuck? You want more freedom? You want more time? Then you have to bet on yourself. It won't feel perfect. You won't feel ready. You may not have all the answers. Start anyway. The right moment doesn't exist. The timing will never be ideal. You will never feel fully prepared. But action builds clarity. Action builds confidence. Every breakthrough starts with a decision. Move cities. Start the business. Apply for the opportunity. End what's draining you. One move can change everything. But first, you have to stop overthinking. You have to stop asking for permission. You have to stop waiting. Waiting is a form of hiding. It's fear wearing the mask of logic. You don't need more time. You need more courage. And courage is built in motion. You're not stuck because you lack resources. You're stuck because you haven't committed. So ask yourself, what are you avoiding? What's the worst that could happen? What's the best that could happen? What if it works? You're not behind. You're not too late. You're just one decision away. So take the risk. Start small. Start now. The mountain won't climb itself, but every step you take changes the view. Most people fail because they stop, not because they're not good enough, not because their ideas weren't strong, but because they gave up too soon. Don't quit. Keep showing up. Even on the hard days, especially on the hard days, that's what makes the difference. Keep going, because the cost of not trying is higher than the cost of failing. Next, designing your daily energy flow. Your calendar isn't just a schedule. It's a mirror. It reflects what you value. It shows what you tolerate. It reveals what you've ignored. Most people don't need better tools. They need better boundaries. Energy is everything. If you don't protect it, you lose it. Start by designing your day around your energy, not your obligations. You already know when you're sharpest. For some, it's the morning. For others, it's late afternoon. Honor that rhythm. Use it to do your highest value work. Stop wasting your best hours on your worst tasks. No one should be replying to emails at their creative peak. No one should be scheduling meetings during their deep focus blocks. No one should be doing busy work when their mind is at its best. This is how you leak potential. Now flip it. Block your day by energy level. High energy tasks when you're focused. Medium energy tasks when you're steady. Low energy tasks when your brain is tired. Group similar tasks together. Switching drains energy. Batching protects it. Example: mornings equals deep work. Afternoons equals calls and admin. Evenings equals rest and recharge. Design your day like you're protecting a power source. Because you are. Next, identify your $1,000 tasks. These are the things only you can do. The things that move your life forward. The things that multiply your time or money. Cooking with your kids might be one. Leading your team might be one. Writing, thinking, vision work Those are often $1,000 tasks. Answering emails isn't. Folding laundry isn't. Saying yes to everything isn't. If you say yes to the wrong things, you say no to your future. Decide today. What will you stop doing? What will you protect with your best energy? You don't need more time. You need more clarity. And clarity starts with subtraction. Cut the noise. Keep the signal. Let your calendar reflect your priorities, not your people-pleasing. Be ruthless with your mornings. Be generous with your evenings. Be present where it matters. You can't control every hour, but you can choose what gets your best. That's how you win the day. Next, founders, focus, and false goals. Most people build their goals on noise. What they see online, what they hear from friends, what they think they're supposed to want. But not all goals are real. Some are just distractions in disguise. A viral video is not a business plan. A trending product is not a purpose. 1 million followers won't fix a broken model. If your goal sounds good but feels empty, it's probably not yours. You don't need visibility. You need value. Some of the most successful businesses aren't sexy. They're not on Instagram. They don't trend on TikTok. But they solve real problems. And that's why they grow. Focus on solving something that matters, not impressing people who don't. You don't need to go viral. You need to go deep. Serve one person well, then serve 10, then 100. That's how you scale. Start where you are, with what you know, for who you care about. Let your niche find you through action. Don't build for applause. Build for alignment. And remember this, success built on false goals will still feel empty. Even when it looks good on paper. Now ask yourself, what do I actually want to build? Who do I want to serve? What problem am I here to solve? If you can answer those, you already have an edge. Now execute. Forget the highlight reels. Forget the pressure to go big fast. Forget the race to be seen. Go solve something. Go build something. Go help someone. The impact will speak for itself. The impact will speak for itself. Next, the value of invisible work. Some of the most important work you do is invisible. It doesn't come with applause. It doesn't show up in reports. It doesn't get posted online. But it holds everything together. Invisible work is what keeps homes running. It's what holds teams together. It's what builds trust without recognition. And too often, it goes unnoticed. Planning the meals, remembering birthdays, fixing what others ignore, holding space in tough moments. This work has value, even if it's never seen. But here's the problem. Invisible work burns you out when it's not shared. You start doing everything, and no one realizes it, until you break. That's why you have to name it. Make it visible. List the tasks, show the load, then divide it. Don't try to do it all. Don't try to carry it in silence. Ask for help. Teach others how to help. Let go of control. Delegation isn't weakness, it's strategy. Leaders don't do everything. They make sure everything gets done. The same applies at home. Split responsibilities. Rotate tasks. Use systems that work for your family, not just for your job. And let go of guilt. You are not failing because you need support. You are failing if you refuse to accept it. Invisible work should not become invisible pain. Talk about it, plan for it, share it, because the real burnout comes not from what you do, but from what you do alone. Risk is not a personality trait. It's a seasonal decision. What you can risk at 25 is different from what you'll risk at 40. And that's okay. You're not supposed to be bold in the same way forever. but you are supposed to keep choosing growth. The mistake is thinking risk always means recklessness. It doesn't. Risk means doing something uncertain for something better. At 25, that might be quitting your job and moving back home. At 40, it might be walking away from a title that's no longer true to you. At 60, it might be starting over when the world says you're done. You get to define your risk profile. You also get to update it. Here's how to decide what you can risk. List your anchors. What do you need to protect? Your kids, your mental health, your basic financial security. Now list your possibilities. What could you gain? Freedom, impact, peace, alignment. Risk is only dangerous when you don't understand the trade-off. Every decision has a cost. Playing it safe has a cost. Taking a leap has a cost. The key is knowing what you're willing to trade. Build a risk buffer. Have a plan. Have support. Have savings. But then jump. You're not supposed to coast through life. You're supposed to lean into the moments that stretch you. Because staying the same is also a risk. You risk boredom. You risk regret. You risk watching others live the life you wanted. So take the risk. Based on your season. Based on your vision. Based on your truth. You'll know it's time when the discomfort of staying is louder than the fear of leaving. Next, identity and internal dialogue. Your identity isn't fixed. It's shaped by what you repeat, what you say to yourself, what you allow, what you protect, what you hide. And it all starts with your inner voice. That voice builds everything. Your confidence, your fear, your dreams, your doubt. If your self-talk is always critical, you won't take risks. If your self-talk is always anxious, you won't feel safe. If your self-talk is always apologizing, you'll shrink in every room. Change the voice. Change the story. You are not your past. You are not your job title. You are not the version of you that was built to survive. You can evolve. You can grow. You can start over. But it begins with what you believe when no one else is listening. Start paying attention. What do you say to yourself in silence? Do you root for yourself or against yourself? Do you speak with patience or pressure? Your brain hears it all, and it believes what it hears often. So feed it truth, not perfection, not fluff, just truth. You are capable. You are learning. You are growing. You are allowed to mess up and still move forward. If you don't hear that voice yet, become it. Practice until it becomes normal. Say it out loud. Write it down. Record it. Repeat it. Your identity will catch up to the voice you practice. And your life will follow your identity. Don't let old stories run today's plans. Rewrite the script. Lead with truth. And talk to yourself like someone you love. Next, the power of one yes. You don't need 1 million followers. You need one yes. One person who believes in your idea. One customer who gives you a shot. One friend who pushes you forward. That's how everything starts. Not with a crowd, with one. Every big story begins with a single yes. The first sale, the first investor, the first client, the first listener. But you won't get that yes if you never show up. Most people wait for scale before they start. But scale is the reward for starting small. Start where you are. With what you have, for who you can help today. Forget perfect branding. Forget perfect timing. Forget being ready. Just serve one person. Solve one problem. Make one thing better. Do that enough times, and growth becomes inevitable. You don't need a launch plan. You need consistency. You don't need a full audience. You need a reason to keep going. and you only find that reason by showing up. Say yes to the first try. Say yes to being seen. Say yes to being uncomfortable. That yes might come from someone else, or it might have to come from you, but it starts everything. The first customer doesn't care how big you are. They care how well you help. So stop waiting for numbers. Stop comparing. Stop stalling. Say yes, then say yes again. One yes can build momentum, and momentum makes you unstoppable. Next, gender, leadership, and new rules. Being underestimated can be your greatest advantage, especially as a woman in leadership. When people don't see you coming, you get to define the rules. You get to build quietly, strategically, relentlessly. The old model said you had to choose career or kids, power or peace, strength or softness. That model is broken. Real leadership doesn't have to look like what came before. It can sound different, feel different, move different. Leadership can be full of compassion, full of empathy, full of clarity and calm. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. You don't have to dominate to be effective. Some of the most influential leaders lead with kindness, and that kindness is not weakness, it's courage, it's presence, it's awareness. Being the only woman in the room doesn't make you less, it makes you the pioneer. It makes you the example. It makes you the change. Every generation before had fewer options, but now you can build your own path. You can work with your values, not against them. You can raise children and raise capital. You can build business and build balance. You get to decide what success looks like. You get to choose what enough means. And when you lead with love, others follow with loyalty. The next wave of success stories won't look like the last. They'll be more human, more connected, more alive. And that starts with you showing up as you are, not shrinking, not hiding, not performing, just leading from where you stand with what you believe and who you are. If this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video so more people can see it. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a moment of clarity, courage, or calm. Comment below and let us know what part of this resonated the most with you. And most importantly, share this with someone you care about. You never know whose life it might shift. We're all on this journey together, so take what you've learned today, carry it with you, and keep moving forward. You've got this. Wishing you strength, peace, and good luck in whatever you're building. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. There's more here for you. And I'll see you in the next one.